Welcome back to the channel. Well, here we have two cars from my recent agency garage tour. That was the miscellaneous one. The last few cars, I just couldn't work out what collection they could possibly squeeze into. The Entity XF, of course, on the left, and here on the right, the Bestia GTS. Lots of requests on the Entity to give the build, and I think one request for the Bestia. Let's start with the Entity though. Loads of people love this, and to be honest, this has been my favourite build on the car. I think the Entity XF is the best of the Koenigseggs to drive. It's the cheapest to get hold of. Is it discontinued? I can't remember. I'll put it up on the screen. But a very worthwhile buy. And this one looks particularly gorgeous. It was made by Royalty Exotic Cars, and I can find very few details on the internet for it at all. But they built this one, a twin-turbo Koenigsegg CCX. So let's pop it into the workshop and see what I did to it. And as we go, I'll be comparing to the original photos to see, you know, on second thoughts, is there anything I would change about this build? We start off with, do we want custom side vents? You see down here, that's the strake in here, and the answer is, of course, no, we don't want a strake on the inlet. Onto the front bumpers, we don't get much choice on this. We can either have it stock, or we can extend it with canards. You know, I think I've made a mistake here, because whilst there is a prominent carbon splitter on the car we're building, there aren't any canards, and I think I've probably suffered canards to get the bigger splitter. I actually think I'm better off with the smaller splitter, so going stock. It's a pity, of course, the truth is somewhere in between. There's no rear bumper options. For the exhaust here at the back is quite different. We should have a central exhaust anyway, so none of them work. I feel the stock exhaust is simply the closest. Lights up to you. I put xenons on this car. I think they're period specific. When it comes to the respray, this car is a crew colour. I actually used the MSO Sing Purple from GTAcolours.com because I felt it was going to work a treat on this. Let's just take a quick look what if we didn't use crew colours, because I don't think bright purple is very far off. So that's a metallic bright purple. That's the crew colour. The crew colour is darker and it's going to give you more of a contrast with the bright pearl. So if you can use crew colours, I would. You can see if you go dark, midnight purple, it's going to be too dark. And spinnaker purple, I've never understood. It's never been purple to my eyes. So crew colour if you can, metallic bright purple if you can't. The pearlescent then is Fister Pink, and it just works like this really, really well. And not only am I a fan of purple, but I expect the reason loads of people said what's the build for this car is just the colour. It just draws your eye. Onto the skirts, well, you want a sort of carbon type skirt all the way along. Stock works and carbon skirt is too big, so that's a really simple choice. When it comes to the spoiler, you can either have no spoiler or this slightly convoluted one. That's it. Well, the car we're doing does have a much more tasteful looking spoiler than this at the back. So obviously I put on the carbon wing. For suspension, I've got it right down the bottom. I think that looks about right. However, to be more accurate, you know, I think sport is about the real height of this car. For the wheels, I can't get the massivest good look at the ones on the car. I can see on here I have a Mercy concave, but I do think there are other wheels that would also work. If we go through sport, which is where nearly all of these type of wheels are. Firstly, I think even the regular Mercy is better. I don't think I like the split rim nuts. I can't see them on the picture. Synthetic Z is extremely good. And in fact, when you look at the rear picture, which is off a different car, the wheels are more like Synthetic Z than they are Mercy. Of course, you'll all put in the comments, and I really enjoy the wheel comments, but I think I'm going to change these to a black Synthetic Z. When it comes down to the windows, obviously I couldn't see on the pictures and I made a guess, but I've just looked at a few other CCXs on Google and there doesn't seem to be really any smoke at all, so I go to none. So there we are, build's been revised a little bit. I think this one is closer to the truth. If I could change anything on this build, I know the car isn't fully representative of the car it's supposed to be, but if I could change anything, it would just be to have a couple of spoiler options to have something much nicer and more subtle on the back here. So here we are out in the sunshine, scratched already from going through the gate. And this looks good. You know, it sounds pretty good. It drives really, really well. So I hope that build was okay for you. Obviously, going through a build I did probably over a year ago, discovering what I did and changing it, it's always a slightly strange way to do a build video. But there we go. Hope that answers the questions. I can't think of a better build for this car because of the colour, I'll be honest with you. So if you liked it, do of course please hit the like button and sub if you like real cars in GTA. But above all, thank you so much for watching.